up it's over at a buddy's place doing Heroes of Might and Magic 5, and since it's all turn-based and there's like 4 people in the room, each time somebody took their turn, it's just like, okay, more news, more things.
I'm not gonna lie, all these like leaked videos and trailers, they were like porn to me. Still got a little bit of stuff on. Anyway. And welcome everybody to High Class Geek News, where we don't report the news, we tell you what we think about it. I'm your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. With me today is the glorious Nikki B.
What's up?
Looking a little more Jesus-like than he did last time.
Yeah. Getting longer.
And returning for a second show in a row, meet Tommy.
What's going on?
What's going on? What's going on? And later on, I'm assuming we may or may not be met with his lovely lady. That's right, ladies. We're gonna have a little more estrogen ingested into this mess.
If she'll come out of the
In theory, once she's done being shy.
Yeah, she can never stop being shy.
Tonight's episode is titled Nerd Trek 2: The Rash of Khan. Who wants to take a guess what our lead story is?
I'm gonna guess Comic-Con.
Yep.
Yep. The San Diego Comic-Con has in fact happened, and pretty much almost everything we're going to talk about tonight came out of said Comic-Con. Like a good 99%.
Yep.
Occupy of your own free will. But before we get started with the regular stuff, I just want to point out 2 highlights. One, the surprise visit of one Harrison Ford.
Yep.
Who actually looks genuinely happy. I don't think I've seen an actual genuine smile from that man's face in like 15 years.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, who knew? All this time, we just need to get him to play Han Solo again, and all of a sudden, he's like, stops taking the Viagra. He's like, Ally McBeal, we don't need these anymore.
I think he's just really happy to be away from Shia LaBeouf now.
Ooh. Don't blame Shia LaBeouf for that. Well, I blame George Lucas for that. This isn't even like me being a Shia LaBeouf defender. It's just I look at that movie and Shia LaBeouf was the least of his problems.
Just do
it! That's what they should do. Re-edit it so he's just right behind Indiana Jones in like Temple of Doom. No, right at the scene in fuck me, in Raiders of the Lost Ark where he's got to switch out the Sandman and the idol. Do it!
Oh god. Internet, make that happen.
How did no one think of this sooner, for God's sakes? Oh, wait a minute.
We might be joined by...
Is this happening?
Possibly.
Wait. Waiting for the blue person to stop being blue.
Oh?
No, that went black. No. I'm blue, nabba-dee, dabba-dee, 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 dabba-dee. Oh! We have video. Jixie, can you hear us?
I see imagery, I don't see video.
Damn it.
Like 1 frame per second.
Can you hear us?
We can hear you, yes. We hear you clearly.
Yeah. That works.
Oh, there's video there.
I'm seeing frames.
I'm having too many issues.
Right. You're the Max Headroom Award of the day. Gotcha. Don't worry, that's what texting is for. The important thing is, Jixie is here.
Yeah, at least we don't have to go through the giant storm like we did last week.
All right. And moving on to the last bit for the San Diego Comic-Con before we spend the rest of the show talking about San Diego Comic-Con. Please tell me I am not the only one who watched the video of Conan O'Brien catching a ride down to Comic-Con.
Yes. Oh, that was awesome.
Oh God, that was. Whew, that video was beautiful. With him on the top with the guitar. Andy Richter dressed as freaking Immortan Joe. Oh God. We shall journey to Comic-Con on the Fury Road. I nerd, I geek, I nerd again. Bang!
Awesomeness.
Moving on to movie news. Theater releases this week. For you Bollywood fans, I will butcher this name. Bajrangi Bhaijaan. For fans of comedy and women who are 160 pounds but can catch a dick whenever they want to, Amy Schumer's Trainwreck comes out this week. I'm not going to lie, I kind of want to see all the movies coming out this week. Except for the Bollywood one, because I don't feel like I'm fit for Bollywood yet. The movie I've been waiting for the most this summer comes out this week, Mr. Holmes.
Cool.
Ian McKellen and Sherlock Holmes. Plus, there's this small little independent film coming out that might be in a couple of theaters called Ant-Man.
A couple theaters.
Just a few.
One or two. It's a small release. I feel bad for having done that. I apologize to my audience. I take that back. I regret nothing.
I regret nothing. Bye.
In home video news, in the horror movie section, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 is coming out. The Longest Ride, the second best exotic Marigold Hotel, proving that even independent films aren't really that creative anymore. It Follows. Oh, sorry, I've had a long time. Ex Machina, which I cannot recommend enough. Clouds of Sils Maria. Goodbye to All That. Sneakers and Blown Away. Now let's talk trailers. Fucking San Diego Comic-Con happened. We got fucking trailers. Who saw the new Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice trailer?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I am not gonna lie. Yeah, this is actually makes me kind of looking forward to it. This is the first time I saw something that said, okay, this might not be so bad.
Yeah.
But the thing that I took from it the most wasn't getting a quick glimpse of Wonder Woman in action. Wasn't that moment in the end where we see Superman rip off the roof of the Batmobile and Batman come off and they sort of face each other. Wasn't finally getting to see Alfred instead of just hearing him. No, screw all that. Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor is entertaining as fuck.
Agreed.
I just love that funny and creepy bit at the end of the trailer where he keeps going, the red capes are coming, the red capes are coming, the red capes are coming. And even though they don't make it clear exactly what he's doing in this movie, he is so obviously the one pulling the strings in the background. It's wonderful. That really horrible wig. It makes me happy. Also, there was a Goosebumps trailer.
Goosebumps. Like the old books.
Yeah, it's not even. It's one of those things where it's not really a horror movie, even a kids' horror movie. It's them just. It feels like a '90s kids movie. Oh. It's Jumanji, but with Goosebumps books.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Out of nostalgia, I'll watch it.
Yeah,
I was happy to see that dummy again.
Yeah, from what I've seen, what I've heard about it, it seems like a nostalgia cash grab. Just like, oh yeah, you're of this demographic. You remember these books? Do you remember that TV show? Well, here
I
it is
remember the
again.
show Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh yeah.
The pinball
Don't,
episode, that was my scariest one.
whatever you do, don't go back and revisit that show. It didn't hold up, like at all. Like, don't do it.
Dude, I got shows from the 70s. I think I can get through it. But no. Also, I don't have them listed down, but I did want to bring them up. I did catch a glimpse of the only seen at San Diego Comic-Con so far of the trailer for X-Men Age of Apocalypse. Got a hint of Apocalypse himself. And Storm has the Mohawk!
That's the only one I did not see. Now I'm going to have to go look at it.
Also, I caught the leaked trailer. Thank God that, these things are HD now.
Yep.
Because I think we all remember the crappy video phone fucking videos of before. We watched them simply because it was literally the only way you could watch them. HD is a wonderful thing. So I got a really good look at the Suicide Squad trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, crap.
Yeah. It looks like a comic book movie by way of Seven.
Mm.
And yeah, I think the Joker is in good hands.
Yeah, dude, I totally love everything that Jared Leto does, and he totally gets into that character. Like he puts himself completely into any role that he's in. So I have all faith that, on what little trailer we saw, that it's going to be good. So.
And we even got a little bit of Batman action in there too.
Yeah.
I wish my only regret is I felt like we didn't get. I wanted to hear more of Harley Quinn's voice.
Mm.
Because I couldn't get a good enough one. I'm like, is she doing the Boston accent? Is she raising a voice like this? I want to know. But
well,
there's a part where she was like licking a knife or something. I'm like, yeah, that's Harley. Like there are several shots in that trailer where Margot Robbie just looks completely batshit insane. She looks like somebody who has been taken completely out of a regular life or existence by the Joker. She looks like somebody you think had sex with the Joker before. That's all I can say.
Mm.
I feel
Don't
like
you want to ride to Harley?
I think it's
Also,
images.
we got our first look at both the cast in uniform and the vehicle Ecto-1 from the new Ghostbusters.
I saw images of that.
I'm starting to have faith in that one, too.
Yeah.
Faith.
I don't think it'll be as good as the original, because the original is, well, the original. But I think it might be genuinely good on its own merits. We shall see.
Yeah.
In casting news, I am going to apologize in advance to the patrons in the movie theater, which will be showing the new Marvel Studios Spider-Man movie, because I will be masturbating in it. Pretty much as soon as Aunt May comes up on screen, because I don't know about you guys, but I've had an almost lifelong crush on Marissa Tomei, and her getting older has not eliminated that at all. And apparently she's our new Aunt May, and I think yeah.
Is there a MILF category for aunts?
Have you seen Marissa Tomei, dude?
Yes, I have. She's 50 years old. Yes, I have.
In like, don't act like you're not gonna be tempted. Don't tell me you're not gonna be in that theater right next to Jenna, and you're just gonna be like.
Died down in my mind, probably.
No. I'm thinking about you, honest.
No.
It's a good thing about me being single. Also, we got our first bit of casting news for the Star Wars Episode 8. One of my personally favorite international superstars will be in Star Wars, Donnie motherfucking Yen! Sorry. I love Donnie Yen. One of my all-time favorite moments ever in any movie. is this movie called Killzone, which is mostly a boring movie, but it's all worth it for the very end, where it's a one-on-one fight between Donnie Yen and oh god, what's the guy's name? Hugo Young, I want to say it is. The guy from that old martial law show that used to come on like late '90s, early aughts.
I think I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
It's literally just two martial arts legends facing off against each other. It makes me happy.
Hmm.
Also, it has been confirmed by both Marvel and Wesley Snipes that these two have been talking to each other
And our Blade?
about Blade. And Wesley Snipes says it was a really good conversation. So we need to keep our ears out for that one.
It'd be nice to have something fresh of that.
Like, we saw how good Blade could be before Marvel Studios was Marvel Studios.
Yeah.
Like, now that it is Marvel Studios, I want to see what comes out of this.
Yeah, totally.
In production, who's a fan of Fraggle Rock? Good, you're getting a movie starring Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who's also producing it.
It's
And before anyone thinks this is just him like saying, "Oh, this is just a way for me to get a big cash grab" or anything like that, no, the dude is a lifelong fan. It's like one of the very first television shows he ever watched. It's why he's making the movie.
Nice.
Also, going back to Star Wars, we are getting a Han Solo spin-off film.
Saw that in the news.
Yep. Looks like it's going to be directed by the directing team of Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who you may remember from the 21 Jump Street franchise, as well as the Lego movie.
That'd be interesting.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And that'll be hilarious.
No
No word on if it's like if it's a young Han Solo or the old Han Solo or Chris Pratt.
Just because it's Pratt.
Going away from Disney onto Warner Brothers, we are getting a solo Batman film in 2018. It will be directed by Ben Affleck himself, who is Batman. And he will co-write the script with legendary comics writer Jeff Johns, who, incidentally enough, got his start as an assistant and screenwriter for Richard Donner, who was the director of Superman the Motion Picture back in 1978.
Oh, cool.
Okay. That's actually...
It all comes back around, baby.
It's a circle of life.
He is also known for writing Batman in various issues of his Flash and Green Lantern runs. He's popped up a couple of times back when he was doing Justice Society. He's currently finishing up his run on Justice League, where he writes Batman, of course, and he also wrote both of the Batman Earth 1 graphic novels. This guy knows how to write Batman.
I couldn't tell whatsoever. I couldn't tell.
Also from DC, speaking of Batman, it turns out the next animated feature that will be coming straight to our home video desk, Batman the Killing Joke.
Oh my god, I'm so excited about this. Like, this is the coolest thing ever.
The only downside to this is that Mark Hamill has already retired as the Joker.
This is true.
I think he might come back for it.
I kind of hope so. I like to think he had that one caveat.
That was the caveat, is he would come back if they did the Killing Joke. So I think to keep good on his word, he's gonna have to. So that would be
Conroy reason retired as Batman, but I think he should come back for this too.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
Can't wait.
This is what their swan song should be. They should never retire separate. They should retire together. This should be where they end it.
Mm-hmm.
The fans demand this.
And we know how fans demand everything, and we need to make it a Kickstarter nowadays.
Oh, we'll get to Kickstarter later.
Yeah.
Actually, that's something I'm surprised. I thought I wrote that down somewhere. Oh, that's in the... I had more trailer news. No, that's TV. Weird. I don't know why I put that there, but yeah, the trailer for Con Man was starring Alan Tudyk.
Mm-hmm.
It may not be Firefly, but it's got the cast.
It does.
Mm-hmm. And then some. Oh my God! All the nerd inserting like all of the nerd cameos, like Henry Rollins. Like I didn't expect to see Henry Rollins in this thing, and like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'll do it on one condition: no crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Okay, going back to it. One last bit of news from Warner Brothers DC. They apparently have reached a conclusion about Green Lantern. They have come to the conclusion that the biggest problem with their first attempt at a Green Lantern movie was not enough Green Lanterns, or too much focus on one Green Lantern, because we are getting another Green Lantern movie. We are getting the Green Lantern Corps.
Yes, I saw that.
I might finally get a live-action logo! He's a planet, and a Green Lantern, and my personal favorite. Let's need to go back to see if the F-sharp bell showed up in that live-action one at some point. Anyway.
You might need to apologize to that theater, too. You might have to in that one, too.
Going back to Marvel, for Fantastic Four, they have canceled the 3D treatment for the movie. So if you plan to see Fantastic Four, you'll be watching it strictly in 2D, which will save you about 3 cents if you're watching it in IMAX. I plan to watch it in glorious 2D. I have cats. I plan to watch it in glorious 2D on a cheap screen. And I may or may not pay for it.
I'd be glad to do that, too.
It pays to have friends that work in movie theaters.
Mm-hmm.
You need to talk more.
And finally, for production news, it has been confirmed. Shooting starts in November for Pacific Rim 2.
Right on, right on.
There is justice in this world. So happy.
Do I see a tear in your eye, Evan? Do I see a tear?
It's just dust. And in our final bit of film news itself, the Iron Giant at the end of the month will be having a limited run return to movie theaters.
I can appreciate that.
Yeah, just in case it comes to Raleigh, you want me to see a real tear in my eye every fucking time that. Moving on to television.
Man.
Coming out on home video, 5th season of Adventure Time, Batman 66 Season 2, Part 2. For those of you who didn't just last year buy the entire box set on Blu-ray. Doctor Who, The Daleks, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Volume 7 return to NYC. We got TV trailers. God, do we have TV trailers. Who saw the trailer for the animated web series Vixen?
No, I missed that one.
That would be just me then.
Oops.
Yeah, it's for the tie-in show, which, despite being animated, is being done for CW Seed, which is kind of their version of like the Amazon Prime, Netflix sort of a thing. Their own like website streaming thing for you to watch for free. The cartoon does tie into Flash and Arrow, who both make an appearance in the show, which means it's in the same universe as Legends of Tomorrow and Supergirl and the upcoming Hawkgirl.
Okay.
Yep. Also, Robert Kirkman's comic book series, which isn't even on its 12th issue yet, which means it's less than a year old, Outcast, has already got a trailer out for its series, which I believe will be on AMC. As well as the other Robert Kirkman series, that show that is barely eking by because nobody watches it, called The Walking Dead. Season 6 has had its trailer released. Now, I'm going to start with this one because this is one where it excites me personally. We got a trailer for Doctor Who Series 9.
Yeah.
Making me really curious for who Macy Williams is playing. Is he Susan? I may be a Whovian.
Just a little bit.
But the reason that's not the last trailer I bring up is because there is something that's bigger,
Yes.
badder, nerd bonier. If you are a geek, if you are a nerd, if you like horror movies, you have no excuse for not having seen the trailer for Ash versus the Evil Dead. And it is everything we want it to be, plus Lucy Lawless.
Yes.
Oh God, the bit at the end. You know they were Jewish, right? No, I didn't.
You could have told me that before I made the crosses.
Oh God, if there was any doubt in my head, that doubt was done the moment they showed the Mexican dude throwing the chainsaw and just Ash jumping like Superman style, reaching out for it and just hooking perfectly. It's a beautiful thing. Oh God! Of course, when you don't have trailers, you always get your first look. And we got our first look at the filming for season 2 of Daredevil, which makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
I still need to go watch that.
Oh, good God, do you? Yes. Best show based off a comic book, period.
And it's Netflix original, so it's not anywhere else. So.
Mm-hmm.
Well, John, who you may remember from last week for being over-caffeinated and berating you for the whole vibrating thing. God, when I put it like that, it sounds like you had a vibrator out. Yeah, John does not like the Daredevil comic at all. He emphatically said again, as I kept bringing it up on the show, how he's not going to watch it. It's horrible. He watched it anyway. He was like, oh, shit, I actually like the show.
Yeah.
It's that good. It's so good, people who don't like Daredevil like it.
I'll put it on my list.
And also, we got our first look at what will be the follow-up to that, Jessica Jones, where you got to look at Kristen Ritter as Jessica, helping out Luke Cage while he was on fire. What can I say? He's one hot man.
Because everything's better on fire.
And also in the first look category, just to bring it up, we got a little publicity photo done for the Christmas special for Sherlock. Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman in their Victorian garb, with Cumberbatch sitting down and Martin Freeman standing right next to him, wearing the stash.
Yeah, it's too perfect. I can't wait.
I'm pretty sure there's more than that. Probably right now there's a couple of geek girls that are still masturbating to that picture. Damn you and your ability to have multiple orgasms if we keep going long enough. In casting news, going back to Daredevil, we have an Elektra Nachios. Elodie Yung is our Elektra. Already she looks more the part than Jennifer Garner. Sorry, Jennifer Garner, but there is no way anybody took a look at you and believed you for a second as Elektra.
Nope.
It's not your fault. You did as good a job as you could. You're just not Elektra.
Especially when
She would have actually made a really good... I think she would have made a good Wasp, though, don't you think?
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, God, they missed that one. But yes, we have an Elektra, which means and anybody who knows anything about Daredevil, knows the relationship between Daredevil and Elektra, knows that means she will be definitely playing a big part of Season 2.
Yep.
That also means we'll probably see more ninjas.
Just more ninjas.
You can never have too many ninjas.
Like a potato chip, man. You just can't have just one. Yeah.
On the other end of the publishing spectrum, back to DC, Neil McDonough has been cast as Damien Dark on Arrow. You may know him as Dum Dum Dugan in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The greedy bastard has crossed universes. This could lead to a potential crisis on Secret Wars.
Secret Wars, the untold story.
I should probably copyright that name in case I need it later.
You're welcome.
And when it comes to The Simpsons, Harry Shearer is back.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Excellent. I've been doing that for way too long. I was doing that before I hit puberty. It's sad. So there we can all breathe a sigh of relief on that one. In general television news, Gale Ann Hurd is teaming up with legendary comic book writer Warren Ellis, one of my personal favorite writers. He's literally the reason I have a tattoo on my head, to produce a series based off of the Mexican comic superhero El Pantera. Oh, please, for the love of God, put that on the El Rey network. It's funny. I wish I had cable, and I'm not sure if I would ever watch anything but El Rey after that. Maybe I'll skip over to FX once in a blue moon. Also, Dark Horse Comics is making a bid for television. They're teaming up with the Universal Cable Production to potentially create a series of shows based off of their books. These shows include Harrow County, The Umbrella Academy, Concrete, and Backup. I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, they were the guys who also did Lock and Key. They should make a show out of that.
Totally.
Lock and Key pretty much is a television show in comic book form.
Yeah.
Once again, get on this. Fuck, Hollywood TV, just hire us. We'll tell you what to do. We got this.
Know what to do.
Look at us. We clearly... The only reason we even know what sex is because we watched Terminator for the first time. And then later on we discovered the independent film market and figured out how to actually have sex. Seriously, half of all independent films are just pornography. Why pretend otherwise? All right, video game releases this week. Deception 4, The Nightmare Princess. I'm keeping that to the subtitle. Anyway, Godzilla the game. It's only like a year late.
Just a little bit.
God of War 3 Remastered.
Yep.
For those wanting on their next-gen system. The Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Games like that. Games with names like that. I feel like I have to get it. And Sorcerer King. We recently got a trailer coming out for the upcoming Street Fighter V, revealing that, yes, once again, it can be Ken.
No, I don't like
You don't like this?
I do not like that Ken.
Oh, you don't like the design?
Yeah, I do not like the design of Ken.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to look at the trailer yet, so I can't say anything about the design. Why, did you get a haircut?
Just go watch it.
Oh, God.
I am not spoiling anything to you.
Just go watch it is the kind of thing I say to somebody before I introduce them to the room.
Oh, God.
Meanwhile, in news, we are getting a new Baldur's Gate game called Siege of Dragonspear, which will be taking place between the first and second Baldur's Gates.
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about Baldur's Gate. I'm just going to put this to you, Tommy.
That's fine. I was just throw it out there for people that did enjoy the games.
It's running on the same engines and everything too. It's exactly like the originals. It's just the different story.
I'm kind of curious. Is this like Arkham Origins, where it was a game running on a previous engine that was basically put out to keep people satisfied until the real game they're working on comes out?
I would really hope that there's a real game, because I think that's what the fandom would want. Like something new. Like, they've got a great world going, but you give the people what they want. I don't know how it's so hard.
It's good news and it's bad news. I mean, it's good news because it's going to bring back a lot of old things.
Well, you know what's hard as wood, right? An N64 table with an actual Nintendo 64 inside of it that you can play.
Yeah, that I want to buy it. I want to buy it.
And it is actually a hardwood table. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I love whatever he did with it. Design and everything just spoke wonders to it. I want to know how much it is.
There's even a little nook for you to like put the controllers in. That you can pull out whenever you're ready to play.
Like there's a little nook for all your cartridges and one for your controllers.
And finally, in video game news, Julius Kivamaki, Kivamaki, was charged on 50,700 computer counts of computer crime. This is the guy who basically shut down both the PlayStation and Xbox One networks in December of last year.
Yep.
He will not be seeing jail time, however. Instead, he's basically being forced to work for the government to help find other cyber criminals and stop them, because now all law enforcement programs are being run through NBC first. Seriously, that's like 3 television shows that are currently on the air, I think. Oh, God. Get ready for my wheelhouse. If you thought we had a lot of news in the movies, we're now in comic books. I think this is the first San Diego Comic-Con in years where they actually discussed comic books. Holy shit. Our single issue suggestions this week: Astro City number 25, Justice League number 42, because as mentioned, Jeff Johns is finishing his run. Planet Hulk number 3, because it is a team-up between Steve Rogers and Devil Dinosaur. Silver Surfer number 13, Rachel Rising number 35, Postal number 5, and my favorite little sleeper, Trees number 11 by Warren Ellis. Suggested graphic novels this week: Invisibles Deluxe Edition Volume 4 hardcover at $39.99. Marvel Masterworks The Mighty Thor Volume 14 hardcover at $75. And finally, for those who like to be cheap but want a good read, Valiant's Divinity trade paperback at only $9.99. Can't wait to see what the fallback of that's going to be. And in merchandising news, Rocket Raccoon backpack. I expect little girls everywhere to have one.
I need that guy's flag so I can put it in my bag.
Ain't no backpack like this except this. You can store guns in it. Meanwhile, in DC Comics news, DC has announced that for their more popular characters that don't currently have ongoing series, as well as a couple that never really did before but seem to be growing in popularity, they are getting some 8-issue limited series starting in early 2016. These runs include Swamp Thing, The Metal Men, Raven, Firestorm, Katana, Cult of Cobra, Poison Ivy, the Cycle of Life and Death, Metamorpho, and Sugar and Spike.
Interesting.
My guess is that they will use the sales on these books to determine which of these, if any of them, will be getting an ongoing run.
Of course.
Probably the most interesting out of all of them is Swamp Thing, which is actually going to be written by Len Wein, the man who created Swamp Thing.
I can see that one moving for this other group.
Yeah.
The Poison Ivy one I'm just curious about.
What am I?
Also, we are getting a sort of a follow-up to this year's, well, this and last year's, Grant Morrison's mini-series about Multiversity, Multiversity 2, which will be a series of original graphic novels exploring the various alternate realities that make up the multiverse that was hinted at in the miniseries itself. And the biggest bit of news coming from DC. Okay, this is going to sound weird, but there's no other way to describe it. The little child in you is going to be masturbating furiously after I say this. After over 30 years, we are getting a full-on official from both DC and IDW Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover. I am not kidding. This is happening.
Okay.
Do not act like this is not everything that 8-year-old you has ever wanted, ever.
They have your question.
Remember, it's only sexual abuse if you're not doing it to yourself.
Yep.
I'm going to pretend that the last minute just did not happen. There's a Batman Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles comic coming out. Let's move on. Some things sound better in your head. In Marvel Comics news, more specifically in Star Wars Comics news, more of your prayers have been answered. Chewbacca is getting his own limited solo series with art by superstar Phil Noto and being written by Deadpool writer Jerry Duggan. I think I speak for us all when I say,
Took the words right out of my mouth.
We are also getting to celebrate the 1 year publishing Star Wars comics by Marvel, the very first crossover between the two Star Wars flagship titles, Star Wars and Darth Vader, with the Vader Down storyline, which apparently will involve every major character from both books. So it should be interesting. Can't wait to see what happens. And, ooh, Dark Horse news. We got Dark Horse. Man, Dark Horse. First of all, Barbed Wire is back. We have new Barbed Wire comics. No word yet on whether or not we'll have a new Pamela Anderson photo cover. And also, since he's got a good deal going on with Dark Horse, in fact, I believe they published his very first comic works called The Fray back in the late 90s, Joss Whedon announced his new Dark Horse comic, The Twist, which he describes as a Victorian-era Batman who is a woman.
Okay, okay.
I never read a bad comic by Joss Whedon, so I will be reading this.
It's just okay. I'm surprisingly happy.
Going on to Dynamite Entertainment. Oh my god, the Dynamite Entertainment news. Some amazing shit happened at the con, folks. Like, as a comic book geek, it's let's just say there's more wood here than just the table holding my computer. Dynamite Entertainment, Garth Ennis is teaming up with artist Mark Dos Santos with cover artist Russ Braun for his limited creator-owned series, A Train Called Love. Yes, the man who gave us Preacher and what is considered by many to be the best and definitive run of The Punisher is doing a romance comic. I can't wait. My curiosity alone says I have to get this. This is the guy the last two Punisher movies were based off of his run.
I can see this. Just
if that doesn't get you hard, maybe this will. For the third time tonight, I mentioned one of my personally favorite writers, Warren Ellis. He will also be doing a comic book for Dynamite Entertainment, a name that will be familiar to many of you. And its release this November is not a coincidence, as the name of the comic is James Bond 007. Yep. Check that out. Tommy shirt there.
shirt.
Yeah.
Shirt. Yep.
One of my all-time favorite writers is handling one of my all-time favorite characters. It's gonna be good.
So it's coincidence that I wore this shirt tonight? Maybe.
In indie news, a new company has started up called Aftershock Comics. This is by a man who basically left his cushy job at, I believe, Marvel Comics to team up with another guy to create his own series. And basically he's using his business clout to bring in some quality talent. And when I say quality talent, I'm pretty sure each of you will recognize at least one of these names. Garth Ennis, Amanda Connor, her husband, Jimmy Palmiotti, Paul Jenkins, Justin Jordan, Frank Barbiere, Marguerite Bennett, Jim Starlin, creator of Thanos, Amy Chu, if you're a fan of 90s art, Brian Stelfreeze, Neil Gaiman. I think Tommy's mind just got blown. Let's give him a minute. I think his brain's rebooting.
I'm good. I'm good.
Well, was it good for you?
Yeah, my cat is hiding it. Damn.
And for the first time ever in comic news, I'm bringing up a magazine, Heavy Metal. Who's familiar with Heavy Metal?
Oh, yeah.
Myself?
Awesome. Remember I mentioned a guy named Grant Morrison earlier who wrote Multiversity?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
He is now editor-in-chief of Heavy Metal.
Interesting.
His first issue will be coming out in February. Incidentally, the very first issue of Heavy Metal I will have bought in over 10 years will be coming out in February.
Is your birthday in February?
It's in January.
Damn. It could be a late birthday present.
I'm subscribing, and I will stay on subscribing until he is no longer editor-in-chief because I'm a huge Grant Morrison fan. There's a reason I suggested the Invisibles Deluxe hardcover earlier, and the only reason I'm not buying it is because I have the omnibus that's like this fucking thick.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
I have bigger.
Evan, we're not going down that road tonight. Not that road.
And in con news, going back to San Diego Comic-Con, controversy was stirred up over the rude behavior of artist Arthur Suidam, who you may be familiar with. He's the guy who did all these Marvel zombie artwork that you see, and as well as done it for several others. You've probably seen it before. Mostly he's takes iconic covers, redoes them with zombies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It turns out, rumor has it, the dude's a bit of an asshole at the con. He has a tendency to just take his stuff, which will fill up enough space for 3 or 4 artists. Whoever's stuff is there, he'll just take off the table, put it away, and put his own stuff up so it's all big on display and everything else like that. Basically knocking down smaller artists. This has pissed off a lot of the creators. Not even the artists either. It's Mark Waid basically came right out and said, I hope he's at the next con I'm at. I'm going to make sure, if he tries this shit again, I'm going to make sure something happens.
That's douchiness to the highest level right there.
Arthur Suidam, as people himself, claimed that really this was a result of a misunderstanding or miscommunication with the con people, but it has been noted that apparently, according to certain people, they have seen him do this stuff before.
Douchiness to level 10.
Yeah, so we will see what happens with that, but it's not a good day to be Arthur Suidam. Case in point, people respect others at the con.
Yeah.
Especially the professionals.
Especially
considering some of them won't be around much longer. We're running out of Golden Age creators for comics.
we are.
Speaking of creators of comics, Joss Whedon is the 9th person ever to get San Diego Comic-Con's Icon Award. This is an award you get for basically outstanding work in bringing the awareness of comic books to the general public. Considering the man has made 2 Avengers movies and is integral in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. series, I'd say, yeah, mission accomplished.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought
Good on you, Mr. Whedon.
now all we need to have him as president.
And now comes the part where we have to depress you a bit. As we have reached the obituaries, this is where we say goodbye. I'm sorry, one of it was breaking news, so I need to track it down real quick. First of all, we say goodbye to Arun Keyes at the age of 63. If you have seen a horror movie in the last 30 years, then chances are you have seen Mr. Keyes. The world is slightly less scary now. As well as Roger Rees at the age of 71, professional actor. And finally, as has been brought to my attention by Tommy Boy, we've lost one that's meant quite a bit to all of us. Satoru Iwata, age 55, president of Nintendo. We thank you, sir. And yes, that was a very shite pun I just used. That's what happens when you get honored on this show.
You get shite on.
Now let's get to some science. God, it's weird not having Pixie or John here to go, science!
Science!
Little science news. Actually, yeah, we got through the bulk of it. Congratulations, folks. We got through almost the entirety of 3 pages worth of news in under 2 hours. We are the champions, my friends. No one can stop me singing now.
Keep on fighting till the end.
In astrology news, that wonderful probe has brought in new images of Pluto, giving us the best look we've ever had in the history of mankind. It looks nothing like the cartoon dog.
No.
Nor does it look like a blue demon with its hair on fire, but it may still sound like James Woods. We've yet to check. In technology, I'm not sure if you guys know this, but about a week or so ago, a bunch of American roboticists decided to challenge Japan to a robot fight, saying pit your best robot against our best robot.
I saw that.
You know what?
Yeah.
After several days, Japan has accepted the challenge.
Can't wait for that.
Oh yeah! It's about to go down! Bot versus bot, yo!
Alright, Kate, so lay it down the line a little bit.
Dude. This can only get better if a giant monster shows up in the middle of the fight and they have to team up to take it down. That's all I'm saying. And in miscellaneous news, our final bit, Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl, who already proved his awesomeness when he got injured. He broke his leg on stage, I believe during a stage dive, right?
Think so.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. This was a guy who was like, hey, I broke my leg, so we're going to go to the emergency room, they're going to fix me up, and then we'll be back, so just stick around. But rather than doing that, instead, he just had them fix it up as best they could in the back and continued the show.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to the emergency room until afterwards. How do you top that level of awesomeness of being a hardcore musician?
Building a throne.
Out of guitars?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Wait, what?
Yeah. He's like, dude, winter is coming, and we're gonna rock!
Okay.
Roll. I salute you. And finally, in miscellaneous news, since the early 90s, when The Simpsons first aired, a question has been running through our heads. Nay, a prayer. That question and that prayer have both been answered. Soon,
Do say,
you
sir.
will be able to actually have Duff beer. Hopefully complete with mascot, Duff Man. Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, Duff Man, come through.
Ooh, Duff beer, I hope it's good.
We'll see.
Yes. Now, it should be noted, there is a lot of things, news and stuff that came up at the con that we missed. Not all of it on accident. It's just literally, we had a lot to talk about. Good God, that was a lot. Hell, we probably still have boners over the Ash vs. Evil Dead trailer.
A little bit. Just a little chubby.
Yep. Little chubby. Yeah, you have to add the chainsaw. Oh, God. Whew.
It's okay. You're going to be okay.
It's a hell of a week. And we will be back next week at Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time as usual. I am your friendly neighborhood geekazoid, Evan Ransom. With me today has been Nikki B. And Tom A.
Still the chubby.
That's right, we're going to end on the chubby.